You are not losing because you are weak. You are losing because you don't see the game being played against you. Every betrayal, every setback, every silent defeat, was planned by someone who understood what you did not. You believe you are losing because you are not strong enough, not fast enough, not lucky enough. That belief itself is the trap. Loss does not begin with failure, it begins with misinterpretation. The moment you mistake appearances for reality, you surrender control without realizing it. Power has never belonged to the loudest voice or the sharpest blade. Power belongs to the one who understands what is happening beneath the surface, while others are distracted by what they are shown. Every system around you follows patterns. People follow patterns. Conflict follows patterns. Betrayal follows patterns. Yet most people move through life reacting to moments instead of reading sequences. They see a single action and judge it emotionally, not realizing that action is only a continuation of something already in motion. The man who sees isolated events is always late. The man who sees patterns is always early. Look closely at how people behave when they want something from you. Notice how kindness appears suddenly, how concern arrives conveniently, how silence becomes strategic. None of these are accidents, they are signals. The powerful are not psychic, they are observant. They do not guess intentions, they trace them. They connect behavior over time and recognize repetition. Once repetition is visible, prediction becomes inevitable. This is why defeat feels sudden to the unprepared. To them, betrayal comes out of nowhere. To the observant, it was announced long before it happened. Small shifts in tone, subtle changes in attention, a decrease in resistance followed by false agreement. These are not random behaviors. They are the language of intent. Those who cannot read this language are always shocked. Those who can are never surprised. When you begin to recognize patterns, you stop personalizing outcomes. You stop asking why this happened to you and start asking how this was set in motion. This shift is dangerous to the system that feeds on your confusion, because once you understand incentives, you see through performances. You recognize who gains from your failure, who profits from your doubt, who benefits from your distraction. The greatest deception ever sold is the idea that life is chaotic. Chaos only exists for those who refuse to study structure. The world is not random, it is repetitive. Human nature does not evolve as fast as technology does. Fear, greed, ambition, and insecurity recycle themselves endlessly. The faces change, the motivations do not. Once you train yourself to observe patterns instead of reacting to outcomes, you step outside the role of victim. You are no longer dragged by circumstances, you are positioned ahead of them. You begin to anticipate resistance before it forms, opposition before it organizes, danger before it announces itself. This awareness does not make you emotional, it makes you calm. And calm is the state from which all power is exercised. The moment you see the game, confusion loses its grip, manipulation loses its disguise, threats lose their urgency. You are no longer impressed by noise or intimidated by urgency, because you understand that both are tools used to rush those who cannot see what is happening. Pattern recognition removes fear by replacing it with comprehension. And once comprehension takes over, the balance of power quietly shifts in your favor. One of the most dangerous illusions you can carry is the belief that people show you who they truly are. What they show you is what benefits them in that moment. Truth is rarely presented openly. It is dressed, rehearsed, and delivered through performance. Once you understand this, confusion disappears and clarity replaces disappointment. You stop expecting sincerity from a world built on strategy. From the moment people interact with you, they step into roles. The loyal ally, the concerned friend, the helpless victim, the moral judge. These roles are not chosen randomly. They are selected based on what extracts the most advantage. A man does not act kind because he is kind. He acts kind because kindness is useful. A man does not act honest because he respects truth. He acts honest because honesty earns trust. Behavior is currency, and most people spend it carefully. This is why taking words at face value is fatal. Words are the cheapest tool of manipulation. Anyone can promise, anyone can swear loyalty, anyone can claim virtue. Actions reveal intention, but patterns reveal strategy. When someone repeatedly positions themselves in ways that benefit them regardless of consequence to others, you are not witnessing character, you are witnessing calculation. The world trains you to judge people by what they say and feel. Power demands you judge them by what they protect and pursue. When praise appears before a request, when concern follows advantage, when morality is invoked only when control is threatened, you are not seeing coincidence. You are seeing role-play designed to disarm you. Those who fall prey to manipulation often say the same sentence after betrayal. "I never thought they would do this." That sentence is proof that the game was invisible to them. They believed the role was the person. They believed the mask was the face. In reality, the mask was chosen precisely because it worked on them. Once you accept that people play roles, emotional shock loses its power. You stop being wounded by deception because you stop expecting transparency. This does not make you cruel. It makes you accurate. You learn to observe consistency between words and behavior over time, not isolated gestures meant to distract you. You stop rewarding performance and start respecting leverage. When you understand roles, you also understand conflict. Attacks are rarely about truth. They are about positioning. Smear, praise, silence, outrage. These are tools used to shift power, not expressions of principle. The man who argues truth against strategy always loses because strategy does not care about truth. By recognizing roles, you become unreadable. You no longer rush to explain yourself to performers. You no longer react to provocation meant to pull you into their script. You step outside their narrative and force them to reveal themselves through inconsistency and impatience. People reveal who they are not when they speak, but when their role collapses. Pressure exposes performance. Time dissolves masks. And those who understand this do not chase honesty. They observe behavior until truth has no choice but to surface spur. The moment emotion takes control, power leaves your hands. Most defeats are not inflicted by enemies. They are self-inflicted through uncontrolled reactions. Anger narrows vision. Fear accelerates mistakes. Desire blinds judgment. And those who understand this do not need to overpower you. They only need to provoke you. Detachment is not coldness, it is clarity, preserved under pressure. The world is designed to test your reactions. Insults are thrown to measure your insecurity. Urgency is created to force your compliance. Conflict is staged to expose your weakness. Every time you react emotionally, you hand information to those watching. You reveal what moves you, what frightens you, what can be used against you. The detached man reveals nothing. Those who rule understand a simple truth: reactions are predictable, but restraint is rare. When you remain calm while others panic, you reverse the balance of power. The one who reacts becomes the follower. The one who waits becomes the controller. Silence unsettles those who rely on your emotional participation. Your refusal to react forces them to escalate, and escalation exposes intention. Detachment does not mean inaction. It means choosing action instead of being dragged into it. The detached mind evaluates timing, consequences, and leverage. It understands that immediate satisfaction often destroys long-term advantage. Most people want relief from discomfort, not victory. They speak to feel better, attack to release anger, defend to protect pride. In doing so, they sacrifice position. The man who masters detachment uses emotion as information, not instruction. He notices anger rising and asks why it was triggered. He notices fear and examines what is being threatened. He notices desire and questions what illusion is being sold. This internal observation creates distance, and creates choice. Choice is power. Detachment also protects you from manipulation disguised as morality. Outrage is one of the most effective tools used to control behavior. When people demand instant emotional alignment, They are rarely interested in truth. They want obedience. The detached individual resists this pull. He does not rush to condemn or defend. He watches who benefits from the chaos. By refusing to react, you disrupt expectations. People expect resistance, justification, explanation. When they receive none, they lose footing. They cannot predict you. And unpredictability forces caution. The more composed you remain, the more others reveal themselves trying to move you. BR control is not domination, it is self-governance. The man who cannot control his emotions is ruled by them, and anyone who can trigger those emotions becomes his master. Detachment severs that chain. It returns authority to the mind instead of the impulse. When you stop reacting, time begins working for you. Mistakes surface, contradictions appear, masks slip. The battlefield shifts from noise to silence, from speed to patience, from force to precision. And in that space, the detached observer gains control without ever raising his voice. One of the greatest mistakes a man can make is believing that the game ends when he chooses peace. The game does not pause for your comfort, nor does it disappear when you refuse to acknowledge it. Power dynamics operate whether you participate conscious. Why or not? Influence moves silently through conversations, decisions, alliances, and absences. Those who believe they are above the game become its easiest targets. From childhood to authority, from friendship to rivalry, the game evolves but never ends. The rules change, the stakes rise, the players rotate, yet the structure remains the same. Someone is always negotiating position. Someone is always testing limits. Someone is always watching for weakness. Ignorance does not protect you from this reality. It only ensures that others will define the outcome for you. Many people claim they do not care about power, yet they care deeply about respect, security, freedom, and control over their time. These are forms of power. To deny the game while demanding its rewards is self-deception. The moment you stop observing, you are being observed. The moment you stop calculating, you are being calculated. The danger lies not in the existence of the game, but in unconscious participation. When you believe situations are neutral, you walk into traps unarmed. When you assume intentions are pure, you lower defenses. The game thrives on your assumptions. Those who understand this never relax their awareness, even in moments of apparent calm. Seeing the game does not mean living in paranoia. It means recognizing patterns of advantage and vulnerability. It means understanding that every environment has its own hierarchy, its own incentives, its own unwritten rules. Those who rise quickly, rarely the most moral, they are the most adaptive. They study the terrain before they move. Time itself is a weapon in the game. The patient outlasts the impulsive. The observant outmaneuver the aggressive. Most defeats occur not because of a single error, but because of prolonged blindness. People ignore warning signs until consequence becomes unavoidable. The aware individual notices early shifts and adjusts before damage occurs. The game also reveals itself in absence. Silence can be strategy. Withdrawal can be positioning. Not every move is visible. Not every attack is loud. Often the most decisive actions happen quietly, while others are distracted by spectacle. Those who chase noise miss the real movement beneath it. Once you accept that the game never stops, you stop seeking final victories. You seek advantage, stability, and leverage. You understand that power is maintained, not won once and for all. You remain flexible, alert, and responsive. You do not cling to old strategies in new conditions. Awareness becomes a constant state rather than a reaction to crisis. You move through life attentive, not tense. Observant, not suspicious. Prepared, not fearful. The game loses its threat the moment you stop pretending it does not exist and start seeing it for what it is, braba. You understand why most people lose without ever realizing how it happened. They were not defeated by strength, intelligence, or fate. They were defeated by blindness. That blindness, they failed to recognize patterns, so events controlled them. They believed roles instead of reading intentions, so performances deceived them. They reacted emotionally, so others dictated their moves. They assumed the game would end, so they stopped paying attention. You are no longer in that position. Once you see the game, confusion disappears. Once you see the game, manipulation becomes obvious. Once you see the game, urgency loses its power over you. You stop asking why things happen and start understanding how they are designed. You stop chasing fairness and start building position. You stop trying to be liked and start becoming untouchable. This awareness does not make you ruthless. It makes you prepared. Power no longer feels chaotic or unfair because you finally understand its mechanics. You move with patience instead of panic, calculation instead of impulse, silence instead of noise. Nothing can defeat you once you see the game because defeat requires ignorance and ignorance no longer belongs to you.